This is Richard Thorndike with BS News for this, the 4th of February 2011. And away we go. Dateline, not just a river in Egypt. The Obama administration is reportedly in talks with Egyptian officials over proposals to get President Hosni Mubarak to step down immediately. Talks have reportedly hit a snag over a non-compete clause that would prohibit Mubarak from becoming dictator of a rival country for at least a year. In even worse news, for any possibility of him stepping down anytime soon, Mubarak has announced he's now being represented by the same agent as Brett Favre. Dateline Tilt-A-Whirl. This week, John McCain and President Obama put aside any differences and met in the Oval Office to discuss policy issues. Still, most pundits believe that McCain will soon strongly reject everything that was said at the meeting by President Obama and himself. Dateline, the Marlboro Plan. This week, New York City passed a complete ban on smoking in parks, beaches, and public squares. Lawyers say at this point, New Yorkers can only legally smoke if they're in their own apartment. And it's 1978. Boogie Nights. Finally, Dateline Grammar Lesson. This week, Kelsey Grammar's estranged wife, Camille, said that Kelsey never had sex with her because, quote, he was too busy watching Fox News. Therapists say she should have just used that as a clue to what turns Kelsey on, and seduced him by yelling about healthcare reform at the top of her lungs. Kelsey Grammar had no public comment about his troubles with his wife, though he likely blames Van Jones, Acorn, and George Soros. Gotcha. That's all there is no more. Just moments till beer o'clock. Have a great weekend. Richard Thorndike, BS News.
Segments to beer. Thank God. What a week. Oh, my God. What a week. So just so you know, the Republicans have weighed in. John Boehner, the House Speaker, he hopes that Hosni Mubarak will stay on as president of Egypt. And, the conservatives on the talk radio, they're just, they've shown that they're cowards, that they're fearful of everything that has anything to do with freedom. They just don't trust ordinary folks, the mythical little guy with the freedom. The freedom is just for them, and it's for them alone, and it's for them to talk about. It's certainly not for them to honor, respect, or, to encourage in other people. It's so interesting. It's so interesting to listen to these people who are warning you that tyranny is just around the corner. Why? It's everywhere. And then you realize that there are people who actually are living under tyranny who got up and said, enough already. We're not going home until this guy leaves. We're done. We want freedom. We want democracy. We've seen the internet, we've seen the West, we've seen the clothes, we've heard the music, we've seen the news, we actually understand, where we are in history, and we don't think dictatorship is the way to go for us anymore. We're done with it. And they're just terrified that freedom is on the march. They don't want it. They don't want to see it. They don't. So it's so interesting I couldn't wait all week long to listen to them denounce freedom. And they did not disappoint. They really did not.